Hello, everybody. First of all, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day to all of my fellow Americans who celebrate this birthday of America. I don't know if this video is going to be uploaded, but it is being recorded on Independence Day. And in honor of this special day, I thought I'd show you guys something that is not made in America, something that actually is quite different and quite unusual, and something that I actually had no idea existed until recently. Now this here, what you're seeing, it's a rotating grill box fan, which you have seen this type of fan before on this channel. This one, this is not an American fan. This is actually, it's foreign. Now you may be wondering, well, how do you know that? If I take a look at the cord right here, this cable is quite different. It almost looks like a phone, like network cable. But if we look at the plug, well, that's different. Yep, that's right. This is a international model designed for the international market, but it has a European plug. Now, this is the company is called Raks, R-A-K-S. The fan is model BF-12RO, and the BF is obviously box fan 12 inches, the blades, 12-inch blade set, and RO for rotating. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when this one is from. I want to say probably the late 80s, early 90s, perhaps. I'm honestly, I have no clue. I've never seen one of these before in my life. And this was actually another surprise fan that I got. I got this one along with that 16-inch Galaxy. Whoops. That 16-inch Galaxy that I filmed yesterday or 2 days ago or something like that. And this was the same. This was from that same seller. I went up to get that one Lasco pedestal fan, which you probably will be seeing shortly on this channel. And this was one of the fans that the guy had with him that he sold me. So yeah, this is definitely a very interesting one. It's in the sort of like a green color scheme. It's got transparent green blades, which are very interesting. They're a very interesting shape. And then the front rotating louver is green, as well as the switch plate badge and this stripe on the front. So yeah, very interesting. If we take a look at the top console here, you've got the logo and the model information, which I mentioned. You got your 4 push buttons here, very similar to a desk fan style. So it goes off, low, medium, high. This switch here is the switch to turn on and off the rotating grill. So this one's grill is motorized. If you guys remember, I have this patent one here as well that I recorded a while ago. I recorded a video of this one. This one's grill is just freewheeling, so it spins from the wind, the air flow coming from the blades. But this one's grill is actually run by a synchronous motor in there. So you can have it off or on, controlled by this toggle switch here, which is pretty cool. Which is also handy because this one, as you remember, is missing that knob on the front to stop the grill. So when this one's running, the grill just continuously just spins around like that, which is kind of annoying. I think this is it's probably a less efficient design, but it's definitely a much more functional design, in my opinion, I think. And you may be wondering what this little knob on the left or the far right here is. That says off and on. If you guys are familiar with those sort of like the fan restoration videos, there's a lot of channels from like, I want to say probably like European and Asian users that have these channels that they kind of restore these desk fans and other electronic devices. And a lot of the fans that you see in Europe have this right here, which is actually a timer. So you can set this. If I turn it, you'll hear the clicking of the mechanism, and you can turn it to whatever desired time. You have to turn it past the off, or else it'll just be on all the time. Turn it past that, and it'll run for however long you set it, and then when it gets to about like there, it'll shut off. Yeah, you can hear the click, and it stopped. And then when you put it to on, you can hear the timer still running, so it'll run down the time. So it's a very cool feature. I wish that we utilize this feature more on American fans, because I mean nowadays we have like the digital timers, which are definitely handy, but I don't think they're quite as cool as this is like an actual mechanical timer running on here, which is insane. So yeah. Also, along with the fan, because you all know that I can't plug that into an American outlet or else, you know, it won't fit. But they did give me a adapter with it. Now that being said, you may be wondering, well, if this is a foreign fan that runs off of, because the European voltage is 220 volts, wouldn't it not run very fast off of 120 volts? Well, that's an interesting point, and I'm glad you're wondering that, because if I turn the fan over, first of all, on the back here is the informations tag, Raks Electric Box Fan, and this is made, let's see, does it say where it was made? They probably said it somewhere over here and it got torn off. But, date, what does that say? 1996? Or 1986? I think that's 1986. So it is 80s, as I suspected. And that's a serial number. But right here, this is where it gets interesting. Right there, it says, you see voltage, 110, 220. So, yeah, this is a dual voltage fan. It was actually, like I said, designed for the international market. And on the bottom here, there's a switch. It's a toggle, or a slider switch that you can switch it between 110 volt, which it's set at now, and 220 volts. So you can take this overseas and use it. Now, how this ended up here in America, I really don't know. It could have been sold here. Somebody could have brought it from overseas. I don't know how it ended up here. Now, there's a wiring diagram here as well, which is pretty cool. This is for the, I think this is for the switch. There's like a million wires coming off of the switch too inside, which is pretty cool. You can sort of see it in there. Yeah, it's really complicated. And then there's the other side of the blade. You can see the blade hub is actually this really weird little like light green nut. If it would focus on the blades and not the grill, you would be able to see it, but sort of see it in there. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm very intrigued by this fan. You'll also notice that the feet are a little broken on the back there, but that's not a huge deal. It still works. So now let's plug it in, and let's go for a test run. So I'm going to start with the grill off, or the louver off, and we're going to start it up on low. And you definitely, I'll show it to you in more detail, like closer up later, but it has the weirdest startup sound I've ever heard. Instead of like how most fan motors go up in pitch, this one goes down in pitch when it starts up, which is very unusual. And I completely forgot to mention, this one's motor I think is a Samsung motor. It's the same sort of shape and design as the motor that's in my Baby Galaxy and that Lakewood 1200A that I recently got, but it's painted white instead, so I don't know if that's a different OEM or manufacturer. I really don't know, but I think it's a Samsung motor. So low speed is incredibly quiet. It's moving some good air. Turn it up to medium. Picking up the speed. And finally high. It has a very pleasant sound to it, actually. It reminds me very much of that Holmes HANF that I have. Yeah, I'm very impressed by the performance. Spin it down from high. I did give it some oil as well. The motor has oil ports, which is surprising. Okay. Still might need a little bit more oil. But now I'm going to turn the rotating louver on. And it does have some, I don't know if it's like the synchronous motor has some issues running off of 110 volts, but sometimes it doesn't start up. Like, it kind of like will oscillate back and forth until you give it a little push, so hopefully it won't do that. I've noticed on low, if you start it up from low with the louver on, it won't start up, but if you do from high, it should. So, that being said, I'm going to start the fan up now on high with the louver turned on. Okay, yeah. I think the stronger airflow helps to give it a push also. So this speed that the grill is rotating is very usable. If you remember on the patent, because the grill just freewheels, it just spins insanely fast like that. But this is nice and slow rotation. And only one side of the louver is actually angled, or is it this side? Yeah, it's this side. That side's angled, you can see it. So it pushes the air in one direction only as it rotates around. Allows to circulate the air throughout the whole room. Turn it down to medium. And I've actually been using this one overnight while I sleep for the past week or so, ever since I got it. And because the grill is driven by a motor, the speed of it doesn't change with the fan speeds. Okay, and low. Yeah, this fan is just so cool. Right. Gonna wait until it gets to the top and then shut it off. And now we'll do a spin down from low. The bearings are pretty good. Alright, now I'm gonna turn the fan around and I'm gonna see if I can't catch this really weird startup sound. So I guess let's try from high first. Okay, hopefully you heard it, but it's really weird. It also sometimes shows up better on low, so wait for it to spin down. Right there, let me try it on low now. Yeah, it's weird. It goes, it's really strange. And I'm pretty sure it's because this is like a dual voltage motor. So it probably acts different on 110 volt from 220 volt. So, I don't know if there's anything left to say about this one, other than it's a very weird fan. I don't know how it ended up here in the States, like I said. I'm assuming these were some distributed here somewhere. I don't know, but why wouldn't they have an American plug? So, who knows? Or somebody could have taken it over here, come on vacation from Europe or Asia, and brought it over and then just kept it here and then sold it or something. So, I really don't know, but this is definitely an interesting one, and I'm really happy to have this one. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I am definitely going to keep it because this is such a cool fan to have. So thank you guys so much for watching. That is the Raks 12-inch box fan, model BF-12RO. And I will see you guys in the next video.